Hi guys, and we're back into our series of these dimensional explanations. My name is Jenny. Welcome back to Starseed Academy. So in our last video, we talked about the third dimension, all things 3D, so that we got a really good understanding of how we came to be here, what it is, why it's important, how it works, all of that. So now we're jumping into the fourth dimension, and this is kind of like the most mysterious dimension of all, and no one talks about it. Do you notice that everyone talks about 3D and 5D and thinks that they have like a really good handle on that, whether or not the information is accurate? But no one talks about the fourth dimension. So let's talk about the fourth dimension and see if all of the things that you're sensing about it and your intuition is reflected in the information presented here today. Because we never trust our intuition, and it's generally 99% of the time correct. So I bet you already know a lot about the fourth dimension without even realizing it. And I'm just going to be here to confirm that for you today, and maybe even have a few surprising facts for you. I actually think the fourth dimension is really unique because it's this transitional place. So it's a non-physical realm. And a lot of people even call it the astral realm or the dream space realm. So you've probably heard a lot of these terms that are all kind of pointing at the same place. And it is this transitional place for spirits who have shed their physical form. So whether that be like a person who has actually passed away and their physical form is no longer, but they have not chosen as of yet to move on. And some people call these ghosts. Some people call these earthbound spirits. I just remembered I have a video about ghosts and how they came to be and what they're going through and everything. If you're interested in that kind of subject, there's a video for that as well. I think the video is actually called Ghosts, so you can check that out. So whether it be those kinds of beings that have shed their physical shell, or when we're astral traveling, technically we've shed our physical shell as well, haven't we? Because we've left our physical bodies sleeping and resting because we know our physical bodies need this rest and this recuperation time. But as spirits, we don't need that, and we have so much to do. Like, we're off going on missions and experiencing all of these amazing things in the astral realm as we're sleeping. So when you are astral traveling, then you have access to this fourth dimension. That doesn't mean that that's all you have access to, but you would travel through it on your way to a higher dimension. For instance, I often go to council meetings, like with the Galactic Federation of Light or my own councils. And, you know, in the astral world, you kind of travel through that because you're going from third through fourth, and you go to wherever it is that you need to go to for these experiences, these nighttime missions, and these meetings. So the fourth dimension is this neutral place. Neutral as in has light and dark, and it has low vibrational beings and high vibrational beings. So it's not limited the way that the third dimension is with the planetary grid that keeps everything really dense. And we talked about that in our last video and how they keep all of the dense energy on Earth. But this space does not have one of those planetary grids. It's not a planet, and it's not limited. So somebody super high vibe, like really high vibrational, like angel, could go there if they really wanted to, or a really low vibrational kind of being or sludgy energy could go there as well. So that being said, you never know who you're going to run into in the fourth dimensional astral realm, and you also should be protecting yourself. So when I'm astral traveling, I make sure to have my guides with me. I often call in Archangel Michael as well. And sometimes I even use my Cloak of Invisibility, which is a term I actually learned and something that I learned about from Elizabeth April, who is an amazing spiritual teacher and a great follow on YouTube. And so she was talking about how putting on this, I envision like a hooded cape, putting on this invisibility cloak, because of your intention and the power that you've put into it. It keeps you hidden from those who would maybe do you harm. So I have had some beautiful experiences in the astral realms, passing through the fourth dimension into the higher dimensions. And then I've had some pretty uncomfortable experiences, kind of getting like stuck in the fourth dimension and having some weird things happen. If you're interested in knowing more about that, there is a video called My Astral Abduction, and I believe that all took place in the fourth dimension, and that was a really frightening experience. I believe it started in the fourth dimension, but we might have gone a little lower. There were some dark spots in that. So if you're and this is not to be like to scare anyone or to be any kind of like clickbait or anything like that. These are real, true experiences that I've been through as a multidimensional soul, and you should inform yourself of all of these different things. So that's why sometimes I mention, I have a video on ghosts there, because there's so much more information in that video if that's something that interests you. Likewise, I have this video on my astral abduction. And so if that's something that interests you or has happened to you, then it's very helpful to hear about these experiences, so that you can be, protecting yourself or not feel so alone if it's happened to you too. So, and I always try to come from a higher perspective, that I do. In any of these topics that you might feel are a little bit lower vibrational or not this high vibe spiritual topics, what they are, because it's real life and it's real experiences. And I always bring in that higher perspective, such as how to protect yourself, how to learn from it, how to take it as a blessing, this beautiful experience. Okay, so back to the topic at hand. So basically it's this neutral, non-physical realm that if you are a soul without a physical shell, either a soul that's passed on or in your astral travel space, then you pass through this, or you can hang out in there if you want to, and come across all kinds of different beings because it's unlimited, or you pass through it on your way to the higher dimensions. Now, on the other hand, if you're experiencing it as a physical body, okay, because we are in the process of ascension, those of us that are on our spiritual path, we're not leaving our bodies behind. So that's why we're doing all of this crazy shadow work and all of this raising of our vibration, because we're bringing our body with us. Like, think about that. It's true, because why would we bother with like the shadow work and all of these different things if we could just pop outside of this body and just kind of leave it behind and move on? Then why would we come and be physical in the first place and be a human? Like, that's not what we're here for. We're here to bring the body along with us, because we want to bring humanity along with us. It's much bigger than just a soul being a soul. It's about being a divine human, which is new. You can be this divine soul, or you can be this physical human, or you can learn to be both, a divine human. And that's what we're coming into, especially in this like December 21st, 2020 energy that everyone's talking about. That is about becoming the divine soul and moving into a rainbow warrior as opposed to the light warrior. So we're kind of leveling up in all of these ways. So if you're bringing your physical body with you, as we are through these ascension processes, then you're going to have these experiences in the third dimension as a human. You're going to have these experiences in the fourth dimension and in the fifth dimension, but you're still in your body, because it's about the energy within you vibrating at that frequency. So if you're in a physical body and you're vibrating at a fourth dimensional frequency, that means that you've broken out of the programming that we talked about in the 3D video. So you've poked your head up outside of the, ocean of all this programming that they have you drowning in, and you're starting to see like the truth of the situation, and you're not falling for it anymore. You no longer believe in the limiting beliefs and programming that they try to instill in us and implant in us in the third dimension. However, you're not really quite at that really high perspective yet of wholeness, oneness, and the Kundalini awakening. So if you're in that in-between space, just like the fourth dimension is that transitional space in every way. So it's either the transitional space that you're going through as a soul to get somewhere, or it's the transitional space within you as you're growing and evolving. And so this would look a lot like confusion, not knowing really what you believe anymore. You even dropped the old beliefs, but you haven't really picked up the new ones, and you're kind of in this in-between space. And you're quite irritable about it and probably get triggered about it really easily because it's very like annoying and frustrating to realize that all of these things that you believed for so long are not true and were built in to keep you limited and to keep you down. And you don't really have like the hope and the joy of all the higher dimensional 5D consciousness yet. So you're kind of just like, what the hell just happened? Like, what's the point? So a ton of confusion and frustration and conspiracy theories. A lot of people get into like the conspiracy theories because they want to unravel the third dimension to feel better and to understand it more. And that's important because you're moving through this transitional phase into oneness and wholeness, which is the higher perspective that we should all be reaching for. Because that is the place of joy and where your soul really just comes alive. So souls, beings, humans that are in the fourth dimension, they're kind of just feeling like a little bit lost, in transition, in the middle of a transformation, in the middle of a spiritual phase, moving out of something into something else. And it's that in-between stage, which is really cool all on its own. Fascinating. I mean, you can stay there for as long as you need to kind of like let one thing go and start introducing yourself to another. It's a neutral place. And it has all of these levels, right? Because you can experience it as the soul outside of the body, or you can experience it within your body as all of these, as the energy of it, as these emotions and these feelings of being like lost and confused and frustrated and angry, but ready for more. Like also like good things, like also excited that you broke free and that you're out of that. And you feel like you've definitely awakened, you're waking up and you're on your way to something more. And that is beautiful. So if you have any questions at all for me about the fourth dimension, or if you have experiences and thoughts that you want to leave, please just pop them in the comment section down below. And then like and share this video because this is a confusing topic and not covered by a lot of people. So definitely share this 4D video and definitely subscribe because we're going to do 5D next in this beautiful dimensional series. I do new videos every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. So subscribe here on YouTube before you leave. And then I also want to let you know, I'm going to drop in the description box below a link for you where you can see all of the most important things that I'm up to. So I list in there the services that I hold if you wanted to become a client. You can also find me in there on Facebook, Instagram, but also there are the highlight videos that I've highlighted for you. Really important things for Starseeds and Lightworkers, such as the soul purpose video, how to find your soul purpose, the Starseed Origins video, how to find your Starseed Origins, and also the how to communicate with your guides video. So any of the videos that are like real staples in your spiritual process, your spiritual journey, I try to put them in there like for easy finding and clicking. So check that out. There's probably something in there. And then like we were talking about earlier, there's some of those other videos on the fourth dimension that you can check out, like the ghosts, which are pretty much the fourth dimension, and as well as my astral abduction experience, which happened mostly in this dimension as well, which is why I bring those two videos up. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love when we get together like this. I love reading your comments. I always do. And come and find me on all the other corners of the internet and follow me there as well so that we can interact. And please remember to listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body you are in. Have a great day. Bye.